Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial as promised. I took a poll on Instagram and asked everyone who would like to see a tutorial regarding skincare, makeup, and your mask and the do's and don'ts of it, and I got a really nice response. So this is for those of you who responded, or maybe those of you who just looked and thought it would be cool and didn't answer, and let's get into this. So as you can see, the inside of my mask I wear too does not have much on it. There's a teeny tiny bit of makeup you can see up by the nose. And the reason why is that there shouldn't really be much makeup happening below this level. We want to really preserve the integrity of these masks and the quality of them. Now, I am not somebody that reuses masks. I once and I throw it away, but there are people that do reuse them. And if you're putting makeup and a lot of stuff on your skin at that point, even moisturizer, it's a one-time wear. So for those of you who would like to do your makeup and you feel like you look drab all day, what are the rules? So the basic rules is that anything from here and above is absolutely fair game. Put it on. I have lashes on today, my brows are done. I want, my eyes are what's exposed most of the time, and I want everybody to see it. But what happens to the rest of my face? So here are some guidelines that I suggest you should follow. If you are breakout prone, or if you're breaking out, that means there's some level of moisture and oil happening below the mask. Basically, the goal is to keep the skin that's under the mask as dry as possible. Not dry to where you're in pain and you're like, oh my God, I need to put on moisturizer, but dry. You don't want any type of moisture under the mask because it creates bacteria, and we're pulling our mask off throughout the day to eat. You know, sometimes my mask gets a little itchy underneath there and you're putting it back on and you're not necessarily in a place where you can go and wash your face. So it's all about keeping it minimal. So my first step would be for you, when you get out of the shower, you do your basic routine. I would moisturize using a basic moisturizer. This one I have here is by Terry, the Detoxilyn City Cream. This is a nice moisturizer. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, and I just do a thin layer of it on my skin. So that should be anyone's first step. Your skin should not feel greasy. It should not feel like there's a film on it. Save your heavier routine for at night. In the day, you want to go thinner with your skincare because your skin is now basically sitting underneath a mask. And the humidity from your breath, I don't know about you guys, but I sneeze in my mask throughout the day sometimes. That's all sitting on your skin. And we want to basically do our best to eliminate bacteria. It's also 1,000 degrees in New York right now. So again, humidity, heat, we don't want to feel slimy. I know this is kind of gross. It's not a normal beauty tutorial, but it's true. Doing this and keeping the skin on a level of keeping it to the moisture down on the skin and over moisturizing on the skin will prevent breakouts. There's a lot of people right now complaining that they're severely breaking out from the mask, and I bet a lot of it has to do with their skincare routine, that maybe they're just over moisturizing and not realizing that they have to tone it down for the time they're in the mask. The next step that I would suggest is sunscreen. Now, I put sunscreen on my entire face, so even what's under the mask, it's just something that I like to do, and that's the last product that really goes on my entire face is sunscreen. So I do my sunscreen, I put it on my forehead, and then from there, I lay in my brows, I'll put on my eyes, and then my skin. In here, you can tell I have makeup because I have a little bit of redness in my skin and you can see it. And from there, I like to put on this product. I talk about this a lot. This is the CC Lumi Serum from by Terry, an Apricot Glow. And this product will help tone down redness, and it also filters out imperfections in the skin. So foundation. I'm not putting foundation on my whole face. I just put the CC Lumi all in here to tone everything down. It helps with my dark circles because I do not want to be pounding concealer underneath my eye. And all of this is really pulled into this area. I do not take from this point on anything past that. Like I said, the sunscreen is the last thing that goes on my entire face. So after the CC Lumi Serum, I will put on my concealer. This is the By Terry Touche Veloute. This is a matte full coverage concealer, and I paint it right on in the area. I use as much as I'd like. You know, today I don't have too much on. You can tell it's not as much as I usually do. Again, I'm in a mask. And then once I pat that in and it's done, I just take a little bit of translucent powder and I pat it underneath the eye to set the powder, and I put the translucent powder on my forehead. Now that is a very minimal look, and my eyes will still be done. So minimal. If you're someone that likes to do foundation, you can put your foundation in your forehead. Whatever kind of foundation you like, there's no rules on that. You can drag it into here. I sometimes drag a little into my nose in this area, and then you can put your powder on over it. So that's totally fine. You can add bronzer. You know, you can pretty much do whatever you want from here up. So it's all fair game in your normal beauty routine. But here down, you really want to keep clean. Another trick that you could do, some people like to do like a mattifying primer underneath here to help keep the moisture levels down in their skin and the sweating, or you can just dust with powder. I usually will do a dust with powder if it's I know it's going to be a very hot day. And again, you're sealing your skincare in, and your skin, when you touch it, should feel supple, but it should not feel sweaty. It should not feel greasy. There should be none of that going on. It's all about minimizing bacteria, breakouts if you're a breakout prone person, and keeping it very simple. So like I said, fair game from here up, from here down, you want to keep it minimal. And that is probably the easiest tutorial I've ever done, because I'm only putting makeup from here up on my face. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you take a learning experience from this, because it's most important. And most importantly, you want to protect the integrity of your mask. If you're getting a lot of product on the inside of that mask, it is not working the way it should be working.